Good morning. It's day 2 of your virtual art camp, and this is Miss Britt. This is your intro to the project. But first, I want to listen to a song that really gets me pumped up in the morning. I could listen to this every day. You can do ninja moves to it. You can do yoga. You can do any kind of dance. Where'd the lyrics go? Well, I guess we'll just have to use them in our art project. This week, or today, we are going to combine or mash up art and lyrics, or poetry. Pretty much covers all the different genres of words that just sound really good to us. So you're going to make an image that actually matches the words. We're going to collage all this together like a puzzle or a mosaic out of just scrap stuff. It could be junk mail, it could be old magazines, it could be anything that you don't need anymore that you don't mind or your parents don't mind you cutting up into little pieces. So collage is one of my favorite things to do. It really sets my mind and like zones me out. Do you ever get into something really you're really just almost in like a meditation, or you're transfixed on something? You're like zoned in so much that you like tune out the world. It's really good for you to find something that actually helps you do that. I know video games does that for some people. And puzzles. I mean, I'm pretty much puzzled out at this point, but puzzles can kind of get you like really focused. So I look at collage as like building my own personal puzzle out of things that I choose to arrange. So I go through these old magazines like CoverGirl ads, and I cut out the letters and I stick them to the side in case I need them. So I pretty much build up my alphabet of anything that I go through in the magazine. Doesn't matter what kind of background it is. The more variety of a background, once you put those letters together, the better and the more colorful it is. So what I would do when I get my materials gathered, old magazines, newspapers, old ads that you get from the mail, the junk mail stuff, that's the good stuff that you can use. Even old artwork that you don't really feel so confident over, that you kind of wanted to throw away in the first place, and you kept it maybe to come to use. I've always kept my old artwork because I've reused the canvases. I've cut up paintings and glued it down to make something really colorful in a collage. So collaging is gathering all those materials that you might need to make your puzzle or your mosaic come to an image. So you can use old paintings, you can use a new painting, and then just do some layers on top of that. But it's all about layers, and it's all about the arrangement. So you're going to need scissors, glue, all those things, and then a harder surface, a thicker surface like cardstock. I've even used a postcard from a car dealership from the junk mail that I thought, this is really good cardstock. I could use that. It just needs to be thick enough to where it could hold all that weight of the glue and not warp so much. Of course, if it warps a little bit, you can always stack some books on it after it dries and try and flatten it out. I've even ironed the back of my artwork before, like watercolors. They get really wrinkly. So just use what you can. The whole purpose of these projects is for you to engage and be resourceful, because that's part of being an artist, is seeing all these potential things to put into your artwork and to use. So it's seeing how resourceful you can be, all the potential you see in a material. You can also add yarn, you can add buttons, you can add any 3D aspect to it, not just 2D flat stuff. So, I mean, you can use, I've used old pictures or color copies of older pictures like my grandfather. I've used lace and buttons that represent certain things that I would never glue to the surface, that I keep in my hope chest or my jewelry box. these little tiny things that remind me of those really important things that I hold as a treasure. So it could be anything that you want to add to this. A collage is like a mashup, or it's like vegetable soup. You just throw in whatever you got in your cabinet and you make something really tasty with it. So it's supposed to be fun, and I hope you do have fun and see all the examples that I have for you on the slideshow. This work, let me go over some of the topics. So it helps me to, I have scripture that I highlight. I have quotes that I post it to my mirror. I've had books that I've held on to because there's so many phrases of the book that just made me stop and think, and it took my breath away. Words can do that, and so can art. So this is why I feel like this is a very powerful piece to use in this virtual camp, because it's really fun, and it's really about what resonates with you. Is it lyrics of a song that you're just like dancing to? It could be anything. Maybe it's just one of those really short phrases that you've seen and you always use, like stand tall and stand out, like a pink flamingo. It could be something patriotic. It could be cultural. It could be spiritual. It could be just inspiring to you as an individual. Something that is personal. So I know the recipe for really good art is that it is personal. You have an intent with it. And you never know who might connect with you a little bit more if they see your artwork. So here I am wanting to combine two things that resonates with you and that you see it as a gift to share with everybody else. Just like artists do with music. They write their own lyrics. Some do. And they have this power with the words that matches the instrumental side of it. So there's the instrumental and then there's the lyrical, and they combine to make a really awesome song. So think about that. Think of how you're going to combine these two to make a really powerful, magical piece of art. So again, I'm going to give you a demo of my own take on this and how I arrange all these things together with glue and scissors and all the magical scraps that I find around my house. And I hope that you're able to find at yours.